What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake MLB DFS Wise Stream. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I, of course, am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed above or directly at WiseTake.com if you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level. We are a premium DFS content provider, as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check us out. Day Pass is available if you want to try us out. That being said, if you're new to this channel, welcome. You've come to the right place for some free fire DFS content, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell, don't miss out on any of the free content we put out. Currently covering MLB slates Monday through Friday, meaning we stream live Sunday night through Thursday night, making this our last stream of the week. We'll be back at it Sunday night, so subscribe. Did our first NFL show. Patio Joe and Paulie D held it down. I'm going to try to join them in a couple weeks for week one and throughout, but juggling, another business and on top of this one, it's, plus being a dad and all that shit, but excuses are like assholes, right? Everyone's got them and they all stink. So I'm going to do what I got to do to make it and break down some NFL with those guys on a week-to-week basis. Probably won't do an MLB show on Wednesday night covering Thursday slate once NFL starts. Going to designate that as an NFL night for the show. We'll continue to cover the content at WiseTake, but as far as the shows go, the streams go. Pat Bush, what's going on, bro? Doing well. Not doing so great in his late slate, but did well in the early slate again. So similar to yesterday, did well in the early. A lot less pressure for the late. Obviously, you always want to win every slate, but that's what's happening, bro. I'm ready for the weekend, though. Ready for the weekend, man. I hope all is well with you. Pat Bush, the Cardinals seem to own the Brewers' best pitchers. Yeah, something's up, man. Something seems weird, right? Those are all spin rate guys, too. I mean, they've had good games since then. But they're all spin rate guys, too. Don't know what's happening, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love. Sport. All right. That being said, we've got a massive slate to get into, so let's go ahead and get into it. Dirty style. I'm going to start off with top pitchers as usual. Walker Buehler against the Mets. Did well against them last time. Don't see why you wouldn't want to take him again, especially with how the Mets have been struggling. I do prefer Robbie Ray, who's got a 30.3% K rate, a better XFIP, better Sierra, and probably a better opponent in the Detroit Tigers, who did win me a lot of money in the early slate. So I ain't trying to talk shit, but I'm just saying. I think Robbie Ray should be pretty popular. Chris Sale has a matchup against the Rangers. This game is in Boston, so it's a hitter-friendly park. But 9-7 for Chris Sale, who threw 89 pitches in his first game back, was against Baltimore. Did give up 2 home runs, but struck out 8 across 5 innings. I would anticipate Chris Sale to be the highest owned pitcher on the slate, at least on DraftKings at that price. Probably on FanDuel, too, because he's even cheaper than Walker Buehler over there. So expect that. Another reason for that is the Tigers. Where you at, Detroit? I'm looking at Tigers. The hell am I talking about? The Rangers. As the second lowest WRC plus in the league at 78, with a 283 WOBA, 133 ISO, only a 22.8% K rate, which isn't that high. It's a little surprising, but yeah. So case made for Chris Sale. McCullers will be really low owned against Seattle. His numbers don't quite match up totally, but he's got a 27% K rate. Giolito's a big time tournament play, right? Playing Tampa, very good offense. Tampa's been probably the hottest offense in the league. But they do always beat up on Baltimore. I think they're like 14-1 against Baltimore this year. But now they're going to see an actual good pitcher in Lucas Giolito. Massive park boost for Giolito. The Rays don't strike out as much, but they still strike out a lot. You can see that number's coming down a little bit, but 25.3 is still high. Of course, that's on the season. They've made changes. They got guys like Nelson Cruz, Wander Franco, et cetera, et cetera. But all in all, they still swing hard, and he's got a lot of upside, right? Alex Wood, strong numbers, has had some rocky performances at times, but he gets a good park in Oakland. Oakland, a very tough team, we'll admit that. Max Fried in Baltimore, so he gets an extra hitter in the DH, but it is Baltimore. Baltimore's been better against lefties, but we saw McClanahan just do the dirty. We saw Chris Sale do the dirty. Problem is, his game's in Baltimore, so you got the small park factor. Sonny Gray. Looks like he's been a little unlucky. Exit and Sierra look good, 28.5% K rate. He is at home in a hitter-friendly park, Great American Small Park, as we like to call it. But he faces a Miami offense that's pretty bad and young, free swinging, all that shit. Finally, we've got Blake Snell. Exit and Sierra are higher than we're accustomed to with Snell. So I don't know if Tampa, is kind of new, but he's not having as good of a season. 28.5% K rate though. And Philly, while Philly has been playing, well, they were playing decent. They kind of slowed down, right? 25% K rate against lefties on the season. Decent numbers otherwise, but we'll point that out for the sake of upside. After that, it's the Wild West, man. You want to take a shot on some of these cheaper guys, it's the Wild West. That's that. Austin Gomber is having a great year playing Arizona, but he's in Coors, right? So you do what you do. Mark Green, Woodruff, shit the bed for me tonight. Yeah, man. A lot of people went down with him, man. He was on all my teams but one. They had one team where I had Luis Castillo and Taijuan Walker. Just had like a low amount of money. All my money teams or whatever had him. Me and the rest of the fucking world, right? He was massively owned. Anyway, offenses. Yankees are on this slate. Yankees are home. Yankees have been red hot. They will go up against Charlie Burns, who's got a I believe he's a lefty, 5.53x, 5.58 Sierra. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure he is. I didn't update the sheet, as you guys can see, but I'm pretty sure. Change that date though. Yeah, he is lefty. Perfect. Yankees have particularly done well against lefties on the recent surge. So the power numbers down. WRC plus isn't great, but I mean, what's not to like, right? So yeah, Yankees should be pretty popular, as they were on this slate. Next up, the Braves are in Baltimore. We talked about Fried having to pitch in Baltimore, where the Braves' offense is in Baltimore against Keegan Aiken, who has also been terrible. A little unlucky, but still not very good, right? One thing about Atlanta, their WRC plus against lefties isn't great at 95, but their ISO is 185. So it's just like they hit home runs. You know what I mean? Mark Green, would you take Sale over Robbie Ray? Oh, that's a tough call on the first look, man. But I will say, I think Sale is going to be. I honestly think Sale will be more popular than Robbie Ray. That's what I think, because it's Chris Sale and he's cheap. He's not 9.7. So it kind of makes me like, Ray a little bit. But it's just, it's like, it's 11:25 the night before. I'll break it down in my article for sure. Matt Smith, first time chat, a long time listener. What's up? Can y'all smell the pigskins getting close? Yeah, and a couple weeks we'll be launching up for week one, covering the week one slate, man. I'm very excited. Very excited, my man. All right. Where were we? Blue Jays against Tyler Anderson. Blue Jays obviously good. George Springer being out sucks, because when he came back, he really gave a big surge to the team. But the Blue Jays are home. Obviously, they've hit well all season. Third highest WRC plus in the league against lefties at 181 ISO. The Red Sox. Now, the Red Sox are kind of tail spinning a little bit. They do have a high run total, which is why they made the list. But Dane Dooning, first of all, is not terrible, right? He's got a 55% ground ball rate. xFIP is only 3.69. It is Boston, a good offense. And we do have a hitter-friendly park in Boston. But just food for thought. Then we got Coors, man. I haven't even talked about Coors yet. Well, we talked about Gomber a little bit, right, against the D-backs. We didn't talk about the Rockies against Tyler Gilbert. samples obviously very small, but the Rockies themselves, 176 ISO against lefties, 333, so a 93 WRC plus. But if you look, they got a lot of green here. Strikeout rate is fairly low. ISO's decent. WOBA for this area, pretty high, right? So yeah, I think the Rockies are in play, and the ownership on course hasn't been that crazy, and it shouldn't be on a slate this big with this many good teams. Last but not least, the Padres are home. Padres have not done well against lefties. 147 ISO, 96 WRC plus, blah, 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 blah. But they will be facing Matt Moore, who's got a 4.86 xFIP, a 4.74 Sierra. They got Tatis back. They'll absolutely be low owned. But it's a loaded slate. Skywalker, what's going on, bro? It's a loaded slate. Loaded. So we discussed a lot, of course. But we had to. Only one way to do it. Big ass slates. That's what you got to do. I will, of course, try to narrow things down a little bit in my article. I try to concentrate things down a little bit, at least. I do put a core in, the players that I plan on having the most of. But it's a big one. It's going to take a while to kind of make up my mind on this one. But the article will be out. Paulie D's dirt sheet as well. Dong Watch, I'm right here. Adam Duval, number 1. Marcus Semien, number 2. CJ Crone, number 3, who's been tearing it up. Anyway, Nation, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Please hit the thumbs button on your way out if you haven't already. Make sure you guys have yourselves a really good weekend. I'll be back at it Sunday night covering Monday's slate. Otherwise, you can catch me in the Slack at WiseTake. Just tag me if you need me, and we'll continue to cover the MLB slates through the weekend there. So, for myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.